Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to my last Cloudia video, and I was recommended or suggested by one of my viewers to make a more casual, lighthearted, not lighthearted, but you know what I mean, like in the same vein of that, kind of like a review. What should you look at this banner? I guess maybe I'd call it like that. Should you look at this banner? That's not a very good title though, but you get the gist. So I'm gonna talk about all the shift heroes in this anniversary here. So first of all, Ray. Very strong, dependable DPS, arguably one of the best DPS in the game, if you can build him right, that of course. And that could be said about all DPS at this point. If you build them right, they'll do a lot of damage. you gotta build them right. And Ray he's very dependable because he has healing, he has mitigation. I love that aspect. And it's built into his kit already, so you don't have to look for it, you don't have to look elsewhere. He's right here. He's got it for you. So Ray, honestly, I think that I still feel like Ray is probably the best character in the entire game, just because of the amount of damage output that he does, the amount of healing and mitigation he can provide on the side, because you don't expect that out of a DPS. You just expect the DPS to go out there and just hit stuff. But no, he can protect your team, just like in the actual story. That's not spoiling anything, because he does that even before in like the early chapters of the story. So very dependable. If you're bringing him into battle, even as a friend, you can just depend on him and he'll get the job done. And usually when I'm doing grinding content, like AFK grinding content, I'll usually pick Ray as my friend, because I know that he's going to get the job done when I go out and do something else and I come back and the mission's over. So I think that Ray is a top prize. If you get him for free, you're on a gold mine. You just set your sail for SS gold mine. Anyways, we're not gonna get into Kyle because I already talked about Kyle in a separate video, and I'll be linking that at the end of one of those videos that shows up. So if you want to know about Kyle, I'll talk about him, and I already talked about him in a separate. He has his own separate video. Anyways, onto Saintly Theria or Maiden Theria. Probably the most overpowered character in the game in terms of her niche, and not niche in a bad way. She just is a healer, and she can also do some crazy stuff on the side, but she's just way too good. I still can't believe they even made her. She's so broken. Like, if Ray is the most OP damage dealer, he's not, I wouldn't say he's OP, but like, yeah, he's incredibly powerful. If Ray is like like one of the best DPS in the game, then Theria is like the best healer ever, and it's gonna be very hard for Adis to power creep her. I don't see it happening unless like they have higher mitigation plus healing plus MP regeneration or something like that. I'm not giving them ideas. I'm just saying how they're gonna power creep her. I don't know how it's gonna be possible, but Saintly Theria, Saintly Maiden Theria. I can't remember what her name is in English. She's incredibly powerful, and in fact, I'm probably gonna be going for her more than any other than Ray or any of the other ones, to be honest with you. So that already tells you a lot. Anyways, Lilibet, she's a very strong hybrid type damage dealer, not in the sense where like in FFBE where like they have like different stats or something like that. It's not really the same. She's a very strong and dependable hybrid type DPS where she can excel in multiple roles, or if you need a mage, she'll be able to do really good magic damage. But if you need a physical damage dealer, she can also do that as well. So I feel like she's kind of like in the totem pole of things. I feel like she's like in the lower rung. If you compare, or I'll make a chart of what I think is everything important is at the end of the video. So, but I think that she's like the least important right now. And then finally, Zekus. I can't remember what his name is. The improved version of Zekus, not the free version. This is a pullable one, and he's a very strong. Somewhat, I think you can make him pretty bulky. He's pretty bulky as a mage. Usually, you think of mages, oh, they're just flimsy and they'll die in a few hits or something, like Lagerbros. Nope, not this guy. You can make him a little more tankier. Comparing him with Lagerbros is kind of hard because Lagerbros is just stupidly overpowered because of Apocalypse, and this Zekus does not have anything like that. He's more of like a flexible elemental mage, like an omni elemental mage. He has all elements, I believe, in his kit, So if you need him for fire, if you need him for ice, if you need him for, all, what I'm trying to say. Like, he has everything and more. If you need any of that stuff, he's got it. So for example, for the Tower of Trials, you need him for a certain element, bring him for that he's got it. You can hook him up for any element and he'll be good because of his passives that give him more damage based on elements used, I believe. So there's that, and I think we covered them all. I think that's covered them all. So that's pretty fast. I didn't think about it. I thought it was gonna be a lot slower. I'm very slow at explaining things sometimes. So in the most important rung tier, like a tier, I guess you could call it like a tier list. Number 1, Theria, no doubt about it. Even though I touted Ray is so strong and everything, Theria is just leagues above everything in the entire game. If you put her on your team, you are just gonna win anything pretty much if you build her right. She's just a win button, and then that might be boring to a lot of people. Like, oh, I'm just gonna win everything. That's not very fun. But there's a lot of bosses in this game that are not very forgiving, and to have a win button makes it feel a lot better. So number 1, Theria, easily. Number 2, Ray. I would say Ray, just because of the mitigation he can provide, just the healing he can do on the side, and the tremendous amount of DPS. Number 3, Kyle. And you'll understand why Kyle's in this spot because of all the things I talked about in my review. So I know I'm kind of a whatever. Yeah. So Kyle is number 3. Number 4, Zekus. I think Zekus is very, very strong, but the problem with Zekus is if you already had Lagravos, then there's really no point in getting Zekus. But if you have no mages, or you have mediocre mages, and that's not a problem. There's not a problem having mediocre mages in this game. You can make them work. You can make anything in this game work. But if you have nothing, Zekus is the next best thing. So Zekus, number 4, and at the bottom, like I mentioned, Lilibet. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a bad thing. Lilibet is still one of the best characters in the game. It's just in terms of these characters you see on the screen, she's at the bottom because she doesn't do as remarkable things in her niche as the other characters do, if that makes sense. But like I'm saying, all these characters are like, if there was like a Mount Rushmore of characters in this game, this picture is the perfect example of Mount Rushmore, pretty much, of the best characters in the game, pretty much. Like I don't know how else I can explain it. Like if there was like gold pedestals, they would all be on them, I guess. They would all be like Neovision category, like in Brave Exvius, pretty much. So hopefully that explains things for you guys. Some may disagree with Lilibet, to be honest, because she's, like I mentioned, she's at the bottom. So there are a lot of other characters in the game that are quite good as well, just that this video is talking about these characters. So before you go ahead and say, hey, this character is better than these ones, well, we're only talking about these ones. So thank you guys for watching. This was just a casual review / should you look at this banner, and it was recommended by one of my viewers. So before you yell at me again, yell at the viewer. I'm just kidding. Don't yell at him. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.